Hello everyone, welcome back. Coach Fury here, and we're back today with my Draft Day Pro Basketball 17 Let's Play series. It's the LA Waves or LA Lakers, and you may notice that the screen looks slightly different from the previous episodes that we've had. The reason is it's Pro Basketball 2018, so Wolverine Studios, who produced the Draft Day Sports Pro Basketball series, have recently brought out their new version of the game, which I've bought. And one of the nice things about it is you can transfer your old saves from 2017 to 2018, which I've done here. So there's going to be some new features throughout the season that we'll hopefully see, and we'll sort of touch on those as they sort of go through. But with the actual Let's Play itself, we're obviously in a different situation. We came off the back of a poor playoff showing against Denver, which was really disappointing, and we're sort of looking now to next season, looking to try and make some drastic changes. I've kind of decided with this Let's Play series we're going to go all in or bust this season, really, to see whether we can get into the finals or not. So the first thing that we did, may see I've sort of simmed through some of the off season, but first thing was the coaches. So we've completely changed the coaching lineup. Apart from Luke Babbitt, we've brought in Kevin McCall, Vinny Del Negro and Herb Williams to completely revolutionise the LA Waves. And that was the first thing. The second thing was during the draft I didn't see anyone that I was interested in, so I traded out of it for a first round pick and a couple of future seconds. And the final thing that we're going to do today is we're going to go and complete the free agency period. So we're going to be really drastic. We're going to renounce absolutely everyone on here, which includes Noel and Gobert, two guys who have been with us probably from early on in this Let's Play series. And the reason being is that this year's free agency crop is pretty decent. I believe the top sort of five are generally pretty good. So we're going to make a play to see whether we can get one of them, and then hopefully get another second tier talent to complete the roster itself. So yeah, we're going to try and trade Bumba, I should say, as well in a minute, to see whether we can just get 50 million in cap so we can really chase some free agents. So let's see if we can do that now. Cleveland have renounced LeBron James, I believe, so let's see if we can make this happen. Okay, I'll for you another second. Cool. Okay, so Bumba's gone. You'll see one of the new things is across the top here. You might not see all of it, but it announces trades and things when they happen, so that's quite a nice little feature. So we have about 50 million in cap. We're going to see if we can entice any of the top free agents into to playing in LA for us. So we're going to just quickly sim through this summer league. We don't have any interest in it really. We have no rookies that we want to look at, so we're going to quickly sim through that, and then we go straight into free agency. So I think the top free agents this year are Anthony Davis, Kevin Durant and Giannis, as well as Kenneth Lyons, who's a fantasy draft from this Let's Play series, and a couple of other sort of rookies who are restricted, could be options for us. I think Buddy Hield, I think his name is available as well as Avery Bradley, I think possibly as well, as in terms of lower tier agents, or lower tier players who are available in this free agency. So let's have a look. Yeah, so clearly Anthony Davis is the top one, Giannis and Kevin Durant. So we're going to make a play, I think, for... I looked at thinking of looking at Giannis, but his loyalty is fairly high, so I don't think we'll be able to get him. Therefore, I'm going to make a play for Davis and Durant, see whether I can get both. Their interest is high for both, whereas Giannis is a little bit lower, so he's not that interested in us, whereas the other two are. So we'll see if we can get one of these guys, even two. That would be amazing. But we're going to make a try. I mean, Durant's a little bit older, but I fully expect him to go back to Golden State, because they're obviously the current champions. So Giannis, you can see, just signed straight away there. So it was a good job we didn't pursue him. So we'll see if we can get one of the other guys. So another rookie signing off a sheet there. I think we're then probably going to have a little look at maybe Drazovic, or I think Drazovic is fairly decent. Yeah, so he's fairly decent player. We might look at him, or we might look at possibly not Dwayne Graham, but possibly Buddy Hield. Looks fairly solid. He hasn't really done a lot, but there's obviously Lilliard as well, but we don't need another point guard. Tobe Davis is probably a good option for us. He's a bit of just a scoring guard, probably something that we need as well. So we might have a look at him if we foul out on these guys. Okay, so Kevin Murray's gone. So both can still consider our offer, which is good. Okay, so Drazovic is gone. Davis and Durant are still considering our offers, so hopefully we can get them. If we got them, that would basically mean a title for us. I think that would just put us right over the edge. Okay, cool. So we've got Davis. That's brilliant. So we've signed Anthony Davis. We've finally got a decent centre who can actually score. That's amazing. That's going to really help us. So the question is now, do we stay with Durant, whose interest has dropped clearly, or do we pursue a restricted free agent, or look at Lilliard? I mean, Lilliard could play off the ball, I suppose. He's not a great shooter though. We could pursue Tobe Davis, I suppose. Even Bradley Beal, I suppose. What's he shooting like? So he's a really good shooter. He'd probably actually be really good for us. Not the best defender, but I can live with that. I think we'll just let this play out with Durant. Just one more day, just to see if he signs with us. Okay. Can just change this to a player option. Oh, not that. Why is it no longer? There we go. Can offer him a player option just to see if that will just entice him to come to us. Okay, so Lilliard's re-signed, Durant's re-signed. Okay. A bunch of other guys are re-signed. So my thinking here, let's get Bill and let's see if we can try and get Noel back. So I think he'd be quite a nice little compliment to Davis in the post. 2 6'11" guys could be good. So what have we got cap room wise? We have 24 million. So let's offer you 12 for 4 years. I'll make last year a team option. Noel will offer you a 2-year deal. I'll make that a team option because then we've got a bit more flexibility. I don't think we get Tobe Davis, although his interest is really high. I think I'd rather have the better shooter. Yeah, let's go with that. Wow, Derrick Rose signed for that amount. That's crazy. Okay, so Tobe Davis has signed an offer sheet, which I fully expect Dallas to match. If they don't match that, I'm going to be so annoyed. Okay, we got Noel and LA Clippers signed themselves offer sheet someone else as well. Okay. Okay, Bradley Bill, you're not even considering an offer. Fine, I'll offer you that. Okay, cool. Got Bradley Bill. That is a nice starting 5, I think. That should be really, really good. Okay, so we've got to try and build a bench now. So, LeBron James, how would you like a mid-level exception to come play for us for 2 years? You'll be part of a championship team. We'll offer you that. And everyone else we will just offer like mad for anything. Just to see if we can get anyone cheap. Okay, so LeBron went to Brooklyn for 1 year. Okay. Did Dallas bring back? Oh, they did. Okay, that's fine. I'll let them off. If he weren't coming back, I'd have been so annoyed because he'd have been another star for us. Okay, so we've still got our mid-level exception to use. Who do we use it on? That's the question, isn't it? Can you even shoot Mr. Harrison? No, you can't. Okay. Got experienced guys. Yeah, we are just terrible Bosch now. Ellis, you can probably come back for a year. Why not? Damon Jones, you can have our mid-exception. Okay, Damon Jones signed for a lot more than that. Fair enough. Steve Adams, why not? You can come. You should come for that. You can come for that. That'd be good. Okay, we didn't get Steve Adams. He signed for a lot more than that. Sabonis, you want to come for that? Mid exception. Why not? Okay, so we picked up Monterelis, that's good, and Sabonis. So we've got some sort of bench already. We didn't pick up the other guys though. We need a backup point guard, probably another wing player. Okay. And the point guard department is pretty thin. You can cut. I'll give you a go. Why not? Ah, Corey Joseph, you're still free. You were good last year on start for us. Need a point guard. That's the problem. Bryce Cotton was the guy we had. It was pretty awful. He couldn't shoot. Yeah, why not? Murray, you can have a go. George Hill. We need some wingers, do we? Lynn, Lynn Sanity, why not? At this point, it's just a case of just picking names. I think they're all pretty bad. Yeah, you can't defend, so I'm not going to take you. Yeah, why not? Let's see if we can get any of those guys. Okay, cool. So we've got a few of them. Got Murray, got Hill, got Joseph, got Lynn. Still need a small forward, don't we? Yeah, why not? He can come in for a year. Well, Carl Anderson's still free, yeah. Why not you as well? Yeah, that sounds good. That's balances out our roster a little bit. Overall, not too bad a free agency. Looking at it, and we've had to sort of build a bit of a bench on the fly a little bit, but let's get through this and have a little look at the roster. So obviously we've gone big. We obviously have lost Gobert. Basically what's happened is in the scheme of things, we've lost Gobert. We've picked up Anthony Davis. So if you look at it like that, for what was 2 first-round picks, Bismarck Biyombo, and some cap room, that's not bad. I'm happy with that. I would certainly have taken that in a trade. I'm sure everyone else who's watching this would have as well. You've now got probably a top 5 point guard in John Wall, top 5 small forward in Ingram, and a top 3 centre in Anthony Davis, and then we just got to build people around him. So that certainly gives us a lot more options going into next season. Still going to be very tough to compete with the likes of Dallas and Golden State because they have 5 good players at every single position, and obviously we don't quite have that. Oh, that's new. Chemistry. Oh, that's a new button. I haven't seen that one before. It must show chemistry. Sorry, I've completely forgot we picked up Bradley Beal as well. That was a good deal. So we've got shooting as well. We've probably got as good a roster as those guys. So let's quickly get through this this D-League draft, and then let's see where the magazine puts us up, and then we'll probably just end this episode there. But definitely very happy with how that free agency has gone. That's put us, I reckon, back into top 4 contention in the West, which means that hopefully gives us a shot at a good seeding, which means that if we have to play Denver again or someone else like that, we should have home court advantage. And also it means that if we have to play Denver, we have someone who can compete with Jokic as well, because Davis is easily just as good as Jokic. So certainly it was worth trying this free agency period, and it's worked out very nicely for us. So we'll see how that goes, but definitely pleased with that. I think with Golden State getting obviously a bit older now, it's been probably 6 years they've been together. I think they've won 5 titles, but that's crazy. And we obviously have future picks as well. We've got New York's pick this coming season as well as ours, which we can obviously use to try and get some additional talent that we'll probably need around the trade deadline, which would be good. So we'll see how that works. I'm more optimistic about this season than I probably have been about any of the previous seasons. It's been a hard slog to get to where we are. I mean, if you think about the first season, I think we won 30 odd games, if I remember, but it was a hard slog, and we really didn't have any elite talent apart from Ingram, who at the time we were uncertain whether he would actually develop into a premier small forward or whether he'd end up just being this sort of middle guy who does a bit of everything. But he's certainly shown his scoring output last season, mainly because we tried to focus the offence around him a little bit more, which I think helped. But that's certainly been really beneficial. Key things I think this season are going to be about getting the most out of Anthony Davis. Obviously, that's key. We've got shooters around him though, so he should make it easier for us. Making sure that John Wall doesn't shoot us out of games, so we have the right strategy. Just going to load up the draft class here, which would be key, because we found early on last season that he was, if we ran him in a lot of pick and rolls, he was not very successful at that. Let's take a little look at the magazine, shall we? Season preview. Okay, so in the East, obviously Milwaukee are top because they've basically retained their rotation. Then Philadelphia, it's pretty much the same as. They seem to put Detroit there again, even though they had a terrible record and they haven't really changed anything. And Toronto are there or thereabouts. Switch over to our conference. Look at the impact Davis has made, by the way, 4th. So obviously Golden State, pretty much the same. Same as usual. Dallas haven't made any changes. They obviously had to pay a lot to keep Toad Davis with them. Again, Milwaukee haven't made changes. I think we've probably made the biggest change this off-season in that we've brought in some proper talent, which is good. Interesting that they've gone with Ingram playing, Carl Anderson playing the 2 and Ingram playing the 3, which is strange. I mean, I'm going to put Beal in there, but definitely odd. So let's set this rotation. Actually, we've got some time. Let's set this rotation and let's see how we get on in the first game. So I don't know why they've insisted on playing Anderson there. You probably see that Beal as being the 6th man for some reason. So we're obviously going to play Beal not like that. He can't play point guard, can he? No. So you're going to play like that. Anderson could come off the bench or Joseph. So I probably want Joseph. Yeah, Anderson, you can play those positions, but you can't play shooting guard. You're too tall. Stokes, it's a bonus. Then these guys are probably going to get no minutes. Though we don't have a backup point guard. Interesting enough. We bring in his backup. To Murray, wasn't it? Oh, he's ugly. So are you. Alright, Murray, you'll have to. What's Lynn like actually? No, okay. Murray, you're just going to have to play some backup minutes at guard for us. Sort of some bonus. Yeah, let's do that. Rotation. Right, we got Wall playing minutes. Beal, Ingram, no. Yeah, why not? Let's go with that first game. Just make sure we haven't got it so that, yeah, okay. So that's the first game. Breaking news. What's the breaking news? Jabbar Grant is injured. Okay, so opening game against Houston. See how we get on. I haven't changed any of the strategies, so just to see how this plays out. So we get our opening win. A bit of a high scoring game for my liking, but we shot really well. John Wall with 40 points, which is good. Anthony Davis getting his points as well. That's good. Bill didn't shoot particularly well, but I can live with that. So what strategy we run again? Okay, so run a little bit more. So we probably want to run a little bit less spot up. So we probably want to run that 45. We probably want to run this at 30. So we give Davis a little bit more possession. Okay, so opening win of the night. That's good. We're up against San Antonio next. Let's just get through October and see how we get on. Another win against San Antonio. Another high scoring game though. But we shot really well again, although Ingram didn't get as many shots. Davis got his shots though, which is good. So did Wall. Okay, good. So one of the good things about this new pro basketball game is that you can see defensive metrics on here. If I look, I think it's in the miscellaneous. Yeah. So you can see here points allowed per shot faced. So we can see how well our players are actually defending now and how many turnovers they're forcing, which will be really helpful for us as we come into the season to work out who our sort of best lineups are. And also, one of the other good things about this new one is that you can do lineup tracking, so you can see where your best lineups are, how many points they're getting, how many minutes they're playing. So you can see, like, you know, obviously our bench isn't our best lineup; it's causing us some issues. So if that does persist, we can change the rotation around a little bit, improve it, make it a little bit better. Ooh, so we lost our game against Denver. Denver are certainly our bogey team in this Let's Play series. So Jokic against Davis. Jokic won that battle. So up against the Clippers now. Got another comfortable win there, which is good. Anthony Davis having another great game. We're just making sure we give him shots basically. Wolves being a bit more consistent. Obviously, Carl Anderson must have had to have come in because it looks like Ingram's got injured. Okay, so he's got a sore wrist, that's fine. So if you may notice here, so they've changed the injury setup for the new game as well. So rather than having percentages and who's injured, it gives you like whether they're probably going to be back, whether they're definitely out. So they pick up different types of injuries, which is great because you actually see a proper rotation happen. So you actually do need to have some depth because when players get strains and knocks, they may sit out games, may rest, which for us with this rotation is not great because we haven't got much depth, but it makes it a little bit more realistic, I feel, because you do see now guys who don't play back-to-backs and all kinds of things happen. So we get another good win there against New Orleans. Anthony Davis again with an incredible game. He didn't shoot particularly well, but Carl Anderson had to come in. Bill had a better shooting night. Murray took 20 shots for some reason. It looks like Wall was injured, so he played a few minutes as well. So we're just coming up to the end of this month. It's been a good start to the season for us, certainly. So we get another win again against Washington. Anthony Davis again. So yeah, that signing of the season. As we round out October now with a 5-1 record, which is probably going to put us in competition with Golden State if we keep this up. So we beat Cleveland as well. Job Wall this time with the player of the game rating. So yeah, we're going to end the opening month just behind Golden State, who've gone 6-0, incredibly. But certainly big off season that's hopefully going to pay off for us. We'll see how it goes. I'm going to sort of sim through as I usually do till like Christmas time, maybe January, February. We'll see how we're getting on, and then we'll come back and recap and look at trades, look at teams, and see how we're getting on. But as always, guys, if you enjoyed the episode, Hit that subscribe button and like button, and let me know what you think.